trendy unisex boxer shorts. So that's what I've done. They are 100% cotton. They are, another reason I purposely made them unisex was because I'd originally thought of doing a female boxer short brand, and then I realised that I was halving out, half of the market. So having made them unisex, I'm actually really happy with that decision, because looking at my sales recently, it is pretty split.
There's a larger audience as well, so
exactly.
There's more people to sell to. How did you, in the initial steps, how did you manage funding? So generate funding, did you find external sources?
It's something that I've tried to be quite transparent with both friends and family, because when I was starting this, I'd seen other people do similar things to me, create a startup with a fashion brand, and it seemed so easy, and I thought, yeah, I can do this, no problem. But I was in a very fortunate position that my family were willing to give me a loan, which I'm currently paying back. And without this, I wouldn't have been able to sort of do this venture. And I think it's something that I'm keen to make people aware of, because actually it sets a very unrealistic standard that anyone can make a business, and actually that's right. But in my case, I did need some capital to start with. So yeah, that's where I got it from.
Cool. Are there any specific traits of like well-established companies that you try to emulate in Boxsta?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think when I was doing my market research, I tried to find companies that I could sort of share values with, and it's very easy to see these enormous sort of brands that have had great success, but actually I was starting on my own. So there are some other small businesses, I don't know if you know them, like Mink Dink, Peachy Den, who have started, females my age have started on their own. So I really sort of dived into their personal journey and where they got their investments from, and where they chose to manufacture. So that's been a really actually one of the most time-consuming parts of this business venture is the research as to how other brands have got the success that they have, because otherwise we look at these multiple startup companies and think, oh, they're amazing, everyone can do it, but actually I wouldn't say that's the case.
How did you transition from this idea of designing boxer shorts to actually starting the company?
Okay, so I really started in the dark. My parents put me in contact with someone who'd been in fashion, manufacturing, and I FaceTimed her, told her my idea, and she pretty much said, "You can't do that." She said that you need more experience, you need to have had some time in these big fashion companies, and I thought, okay, she's been very real with me, but it kind of spurred me on, and I knew that with the loan I had to pretty much do everything myself, which is what I have done. I really haven't gone to anyone for any support in terms of like the manufacturing process, the importing, all of this kind of thing that I actually had no experience in. I've just basically taught myself, which I do think is very easy to do. We're so lucky with the internet now, you can do that. So I went to the London Textile Fair. I ordered so many boxer shorts, my house was filled with them, just to see other samples and what did I want out of my product. One of my biggest challenges was actually making what's called a tech pack, and it's like a recipe that you would send to a manufacturer, and they have to follow it like step by step, but to the millimeter of where a stitch is supposed to be going, or a logo is supposed to be sewn, or the care details, and all of this. You should really be going to university and getting a degree to come out with the skills to do that. But I tried to teach myself. It took me a long time. That genuinely took me probably a few months to crack. But I learned how to do computer-aided designs and flat sketches. And then it pretty much took me to my first sample.
Wow.
And you mentioned manufacturing, like briefly.
Yeah.
Where are you manufacturing?
So another thing, you know, it's definitely something I'm not necessarily like keen to promote, because I do want to bring my manufacturing closer to home. But at the moment, I'm manufacturing in China. It is simply the only thing that I can afford. You know, when I was trying to get a very simple cotton pair of boxer shorts made, the UK, they were quoting me like £40 per item, which is just like, it's just ridiculous. Like I couldn't work with that. And you know, there are brands, you know, selling boxer shorts for, you know, £50 upwards. But that wasn't where my market was. So yeah, I've gone to China for the moment, but that's definitely one of my long-term goals, is to bring it closer to home.
And finding these suppliers, where did you find, like, there's Alibaba obviously,
Yeah.
and there's other online places. Did
Yeah.
you find them through there, or?
I did explore Alibaba, but got lost in it very, very quickly. And I felt like I didn't have as much control with the manufacturers. So I ended up going through almost like a manufacturing agent that are based in Swansea. And they are responsible for all of my manufacturing. So I go through them, they sort it out. I've never contacted my manufacturer. It is all done through this agency. And maybe I'm paying a premium for that, but actually as a first-time entrepreneur, I'd much rather pay that premium rather than approach several different manufacturers, and maybe I could have got 10 different samples back that I wasn't happy with, and I had no control over that. Whereas this manufacturer, they've been really up on it with the quality, the time that I get the product in, the import duties. So actually, I've learned so much through them that I wouldn't have changed it.
Is the boxer short market, is it pretty competitive? I noticed some other brands that were kind of prominent. Like, how do you differentiate yourself from?
Yeah, it's actually a much more competitive market than I had ever anticipated. I think back in 2022, when I'd first had the idea, the boxer short trend hadn't really taken off, but you know, I did not realise the speed you need in, you know, from thinking of a product to actually producing this product, because otherwise someone will do it. You know, if it's going to take you, maybe in my case, you know, year and a half, someone or multiple companies will beat you to it, and ones with a lot more finance. So that's definitely been a challenge. But the likes of Speltham, that's a competitor. There's a boxer short brand, actually they're based in Spain, but they have these really beautiful cotton boxer shorts. You almost use as more as like a clothing staple as opposed to like a, you know, bedwear, loungewear type thing. They're actually fashion. You know, you've got the likes of Iris Law and, you know, the big supermodels actually wearing them out and about. So I'm not really threatened by that. But yeah, there are lots of competitors.
And obviously thinking about sustainability with the 100% cotton, why, other than just the sustainability, why would you choose cotton over other fabrics?
So when I ordered my hundreds of samples, the biggest thing I wanted to do was find like how I wanted to fill the boxer shorts, because, you know, I'm marketing my shorts as loungewear, sleepwear, like their priority is like comfort. And I was receiving all of these like cotton boxer shorts, and they were so like almost plasticky, like they were thin, they didn't feel very durable, and I thought, if I'm charging sort of a premium price on like supposedly underwear, like I really need to be like providing a good quality cotton. And I mean, you're more than welcome to actually like feel a sample. They are quite like sort of hard wearing.
Oh, yeah.
You can really wear them how you'd like, whether that's
Pockets.
and they've got pockets. Yeah. So
Yeah, really soft.
they're soft, they're breathable, but they're pretty sturdy and robust. So I'm happy with how they've turned out. Yeah.
Yeah, they feel really sturdy. Like I would almost wear those.
Well, that's what I hope. I do hope people want to wear them.
Do you intend on just kind of staying in the cotton, or do you want to expand the fabrics like silk or anything else?
It's a really good question. No, at the moment I'm pretty happy with my cotton boxer shorts. I think I'm so early. I'm in such early stages of my business. I just need to, like promote the product as best as I can, but also sell like the product as best as I can. And someone once told me that, you need to sell something that you would wear. And, I'm picky about what I want. And like, I just want to wear something that's really good quality. I know that's gonna last. I don't want it to be see-through. I don't want it to rip when I wear them. So for the moment, just sticking with what I know.
And are you thinking of expanding your product base? So obviously Stowe has the longer ones as well. Are you thinking of going down that route or just staying as the boxer shorts?
So one of my most recent setbacks has been to do with my trademark, which links to the question you just asked. So I trademarked this logo here, and I to go through the process of trademarking, you apply, and then it's basically it's published on the online trademark journal for 2 months, and that period is a period of time that any other corporation can object to your supposed trademark. And on holiday this year, I was very confident. I just had a text saying your box shorts have arrived in the UK, ready to go, and then I get an email from a law firm saying that my trademark had been opposed by Golden Goose. And I don't know if you know who Golden Goose are, but they're a $3 billion worth company. And there's me, a little startup just out of school, who's trying to just get a simple trademark. So they weren't very happy about the fact that I'd used a star in my logo. So they filed what's called a TMR7 file, and I had 3 options, which was to withdraw, to do nothing and hope they just ignore it, but like realistically that's very unlikely, or to try and coexist with them. My mum actually told me, she was like, "Yep, you're withdrawing right now, because otherwise that they have they can basically sue you and charge you from starting at £4,000, which clearly I just didn't have at the time." So I contacted the lawyers and have managed to coexist with Golden Goose. So I can trade with my logo, but I can only trade with it under the list of goods that I've put, which is boxer shorts. So originally I'd listed everything that I'd hoped to be manufacturing, including long trousers. But to be able to use this logo, I am just able to trade with the boxer short classification at the moment. So maybe in the future, when I could rebrand and get a logo that's trademarked under all of the list of goods. But for now, I'm sticking to boxer shorts.
That's pretty interesting. I was looking at it, I was like, that does look like Golden Goose, but I was like, it's so cool, like the B is, I feel like it's different enough. Like you would think it's...
Yeah, and I explained that, I will never be using the star without the letter B. Like they're not separate. And I wonder whether they were worried that, if I took that away, then yeah, it's similar to their logo. But I had put so much time into designing this that I was like, nope, I'm not losing it. Because firstly, I had hundreds of shorts at home with this logo on that I had to sell. And yeah, I was sticking pretty loyal to my Boxsta logo.
Me personally, I get worked up on names quite a lot. So how long did it take you to generate the name Boxsta? Or did it just pop?
It was kind of like a pop moment. I think I was driving along one time and I knew that I wanted to incorporate a star somewhere into my logo, because I love wearing things with stars on. But I just felt I needed to be a little bit original. And I was on what's called Canva. It's just like a software that you can design things. And I got this font and I was like, oh, they kind of look like the pockets on my shorts. So it's supposed to be like, it's a box. And then when you turn it around, it's a pair of shorts, or like, however, yeah, I'm going to leave that up to you, kind of like a butt cheek. But yeah, that's how I came up with the logo. And I really love it. Like, and I think that's an important part of having a brand. Like, you really do need to be passionate about it. And something so simple took me actually a really long time to do. And I didn't, I haven't, like I said, I haven't done a degree in logo design. I actually have no idea what I'm doing. But it got me here.
Do you employ anyone right now? Like, do you have any staff?
No, it is just me, very much on my own, which is great because I get to make all the decisions. But something I've encountered recently is like, I've just launched properly, and I now have a responsibility. Like, yes, I'm a small business, but I'm still responsible for the transaction that someone is spending their money on my product. So like, that's something I really struggle with because I'm just so anxious that I'm going to mess it up, or someone won't be happy. And I think sometimes if you have someone else on your team, you can like bounce ideas off each other. And what's the phrase? A problem shared is a problem shared as a problem halved. So that's something I'd definitely like look into maybe in the future, expanding my team. But for the moment, it's just very much me.
Do you use Shopify or do you use a different e-commerce
platform? I do use Shopify. Something that I'd originally anticipated being really easy. I thought I'm fairly tuned in. It's online. I can do this. It's so hard. It's
really?
Like, it's really difficult. I was trying to change a font and then I learned that I had to actually code it, and I don't know how to code. So learn how to do that. It's proven challenging because I have to link my Royal Mail with my Shopify. And I just don't want there to be any confusions between the two because I just don't want anyone to get the wrong orders, or their transactions to not go through, which I have had. Like, I've had a friend of mine say, I can't seem to it won't let me put my shipping address in. And it had been one thing on the Shopify that I'd changed the night before, had meant that the transaction wasn't going through. So yeah, definitely a learning curve, but Shopify is really good for the moment.
So we have some products here on the PowerPoint as well. Did you want to display that?
Yeah, that would be great. And I can show you how I actually package them.
And the colours as well, is it just the green, blue and pink at the minute?
Yeah, just the green, blue and pink, and really keen to sort of expand the colour range. One of my best friends is just begging me to do yellow ones, so I think that's on the cards. But it did take me a really long time to sort of find that unisex palette. But everyone seems to be loving the colours so far. The boys love the pink. That's my biggest product at the moment, boys with the pink, and I personally like the green. I think the green is great. But yeah, I package them like this, very simple at the moment. I'd love to get my own personalised packaging, but my budget is...
It's very expensive.
...is this at the moment. It's all recyclable, and I've got my own swing tag, and they come in recycled delivery bags as well. So I'm trying to do my part. It is difficult because with sustainability comes a cost, and that's something at the moment I have to really keep down at an all-time low.
How much are they?
Well, how much would you pay for them? I'm more interested to know how much you'd pay.
Honestly, I might pay like £35.
Okay, how about you?
I'm saying between 15 and 30.
Okay, well, they're £26, which for the moment I think is sufficient, and I personally wouldn't pay above £30 for boxer shorts, and I didn't want to be charging something that I wouldn't pay myself. So I think the middle ground is pretty good.
And are the profit margins quite good on the 26?
Yeah, it is good at the moment. I'm keen to bring my cost of production down, and I think once that's down a bit, I'll definitely see some healthier profit margins. But, you know, I am just learning I'm really taking it day by day at the moment. You know, I only left school 2 years ago. I don't have a business degree. So it's trial and error, trying not to lose money. That's a conversation I have with my parents very regularly. As long as you stay afloat for the moment, that's like any business's priority. So yeah, £26 I think for the moment is good.
Yeah, it's pretty even price, quite good. Did I see designs on the next slide?
Yeah, so we've got some of my initial designs, and you know, now some people actually wearing them. And I only found my sketches the other day, but I thought, you know, having now launched, it was quite rewarding to think that's the vision I had, and you know, now I've got friends of mine actually wearing them. And it's great when I get messages through with people like actually styling their shorts, and more importantly, people actually like genuinely liking them. Like you saw, they've got back pockets, and they've got the side pockets, which, you know, for boxer shorts isn't usually like a standard feature, but that was something I wanted to make sure, because, you know, I love running around the house in boxer shorts. They're great. You know, you can just put a hoodie on and feel comfortable, but we've also always got our phones on us.
Yeah.
So I thought if I added a few pockets, you can just put all your stuff in. And yeah, the pockets have been a hit so far. Which colour would you guys get?
Pink.
The pink?
Yeah.
Probably pink or blue, yeah.
Okay, the pink or the blue. I really did do a lot of my market research off the Stow shorts, because I think they're really well manufactured. But clearly I couldn't be coming back to Stow to be buying my loungewear, sleepwear. And you know, a lot of my friends have done that. You know, they've got their siblings to they've put in like a big order before all the siblings leave Stow, so they've got like a lifetime supply of Stow merch. But yeah, it came from that like loungewear idea, because I mean, as you know, like everyone rocks around school in them, and they're really convenient just to chuck on after sport or lessons. So I'm trying to share that vision, but with my own brand, and hopefully people will be wandering around Stow in the boxer shorts soon.
Hopefully. And hopefully you'll be competing with some of the bigger brands in the future.
Yeah, I hope so. That's the plan.
Well, thank you for coming and talking to us about your brand. And it's really amazing to see how it's come from the pages to real life and online and getting good sales. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for interviewing me, and hopefully you'll be getting your hands on some Boxsters soon.
I was about to say, expect my order.
I will be.
Thank you very much.
The audience ask a question, is that right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I've got two questions, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And then you might know, maybe I've got two. So one question is, obviously you've started up very much business to consumer.
Yeah.
For probably the obvious reasons that you've mentioned. Have you got plans for the future to maybe go B2B? And also, I've got to ask this question, how useful was your business A-level?
My business A-level has been so useful, and I promise you, I'm not just saying this to boost Dr. West's ego. It really, really has been so valuable. So do you know, listen in lessons. And I think particularly my experience with Dr. West, he really focused our lessons on current affairs, and I think that's something that I took on from school, is that I didn't really want to sit in a lecture theatre and read off the board and, you know, just follow like recorded lectures. That's not me. I much prefer working, you know, very presently, and that has helped me start Boxsta, because I really have used those skills that we did working with what's going on at the moment, like can a business launch right now. So yeah, I really, really would say do pay attention in business. And the other question you asked, it's not on the cards for the moment. I've definitely like established a very good sort of relationship with my customers so far, and I think that's something I want to just work on. And I think whilst I'm, starting out, develop those relationships, hopefully get people coming back. That's my next sort of goal. And then maybe I can consider B2B in the future, but for now, just keeping to my sort of loyal customer base.
Do you think you've gained more experience going straight into making the company, or do you think you would have been more prepared if you'd gone to uni?
It's something that I think about every single day. It was a very big decision not going to university. I had a really nice place at Newcastle lined up. All of my friends were going. I'd just done a great gap year and everyone was sort of raring to go. It was only 5 days before I was actually supposed to be moving up. My friends were saying, have you actually thought about going yet? And then I said, no, I'm not going to go. And I think, yes, I probably would have, learned, you obviously would learn a lot more at university, but I'm forcing myself to learn every day. I have to be able to run this, because otherwise, I get letters in the post saying, this morning I received like a letter from ICO, basically saying that I had to pay a data protection fee because I'm now, using people's data. I had no idea what that was. And of course I don't, where would I have learned it? But by actually just, now trading with my company, I'm learning every day. So I think if it's not for you, there are other ways of doing it.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem, and look forward to coming back again.